find the old man. Every time you're in a new country, find the old man. Because that rule at 1 a.m. in Thailand
saved me. This episode is about traveling as a foreigner, how you should move when you're in someone else's land. Here's what happened on my last trip to Thailand with my family. We're in a small village outside of the city, probably about 60, 70 miles away, and there is nobody around. There's no staff, there's no assistants, there's no answer on the Airbnb. There's nobody there but us, complete silence. And our daughter Myra clogs the toilet. There's water going everywhere, and it won't stop, and I can't find the valve to turn off the water. And if I don't fix this flood, I'm gonna have a major bill to pay by the morning. There's no plunger, there's no help, there's no friends, there is nobody. Just me and a bathroom that's filling with water. So in that moment, I go back to what I know. For those of you who don't know me, I've traveled to about 17 countries. I've spent over 5 years in Korea, another 5 years in the Philippines, spent about 2 years in Germany. I have been to 17 countries and traveled a lot. So I got some experience in foreign land. When I was a younger man and I was stationed in South Korea, I used to get on the city bus. It was about 1,000 won, which is a little bit less than $1 back then. I would get on the bus, a random bus, fall asleep, get up, and just get off wherever the bus ended. And I would explore these small towns all over South Korea. I did that everywhere I went, every country, every chance I had, anytime I had free time. And one thing I learned, every town has an old man. Not just any old man, but the unspoken leader of that neighborhood or that village. If you're polite and you actually sit down and listen to him, you will learn so much about the history, the people, the culture, forgotten memories from decades ago. And more importantly, you gain a friend, which you're gonna need because remember, you're a stranger in a foreign land. Now, this man knows exactly what to do, what not to do, where to go and where to avoid, how to greet people, what the local customs are. In short, this man is a mentor. So I made it the rule. Every time I enter a new place, find the old man. And when you do, approach him with respect. Bring something with you, coffee, snacks, fruit, a juice, just something to show that you respect him and his culture. And even if you're bored, you sit there and you listen to his stories. What's an hour or two of your time to learn something about a culture you probably didn't even know existed before you arrived? When we first arrived in Thailand, I did what I always do. I looked for the old man. I found him, said hello, made my presence known. I brought coffee and snacks and I sat with him. I listened to him for maybe an hour or two. He walked me to his place, introduced me to his family. They ate the snacks. We all sat around talking and laughing. Even though I didn't understand most of what was being said, you can always understand body language. So I just respected the moment and contributed as much as I could. Now, fast forward several hours and my bathroom is filling with water. And this is where that rule mattered. It's late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no shops open. There's no people around. I don't know where to find a plunger in a small village in the middle of Thailand. I have no fucking idea. So what do? I haul ass and I run straight to the old man's house. And there he is sitting outside squatting, smoking a cigarette. I pull out my phone, show him a picture of a plunger. He smiles, looks at me and says, "Okay." He points to his motorbike and says, you sit. So I do, no questions asked. Man told me to sit. I sat, let's go. After riding up and down dirt roads in the dark, we arrive at a small mom and pop's hardware store in the middle of the village. He walks in, grabs a plunger, walks out, hands it to me with a smile. I go to grab my wallet to try and pay. He won't let me. The store owner won't let me either. No matter how hard I try and put money in this man's hand, he will not accept it. So I bow. I don't even know if it was correct or not. It's probably not even their culture in Thailand. I didn't know. But they get the idea that I'm trying to show respect, and that's what mattered the most. As we're riding back from the hardware store, we see this couple outside. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what the proper term is in Thailand, but this woman has some girl by her hair, and she's screaming, and she's got a slipper in her other hand. She's chasing some dude down the street, and the old man is looking at them, and he slows down, and he just laughs as loud and jolly as you can. And I can't help it, and I don't want to be rude, but his laugh makes me laugh. So we're laughing as we're riding by, and I can only imagine what that guy was going through in the moment. He had a look of straight fear on his face. And the girl, I can imagine that she's stressed out as she's getting her hair pulled out. And the woman, who I'm imagining was probably the wife or the girlfriend, is pretty furious. But if you were there in the moment, You just can't help but laugh. You just had to be there. We get back to my place. I hop off of the motorbike, start walking upstairs. The old man grabs the plunger from me, walks inside, and he starts fixing the toilet for me. My wife and I are just looking somewhat embarrassed, don't know what to say. I don't even know this guy's name, to be honest, but he's very helpful, very nice old man, and I just am thankful that I got to meet him. When he's done, he grabs a small trash can, puts it next to the toilet, points to the tissue, points at the trash can, and that was enough. I understood. He's, indirectly telling us, hey, the tissue goes in the trash, not the toilet in that area. The septic systems just can't handle it like what we're used to in America. Lesson learned. We say thank you. We walk him outside. He drives off and waves. The next morning, I go to his little coffee shop. I grab coffee, I grab snacks, I grab pancakes, I bring it to him and his family. I grab as much as I possibly can because I don't want to accidentally leave anyone out or someone who I don't know about. I just want to make sure everyone's included. So I spend the morning with them. Everyone's smiling and talking. I don't know what they're talking about. People are giggling and laughing and pointing. And it's not because, how do I say this? There's this mindset that is, I guess it's been taught to us, but it's not actually true. Like, I'm a Black American male, right? I have been to 17 countries, and I have never in my life experienced racism abroad. I honestly haven't. Now, that doesn't mean that prejudice doesn't exist. If you go to a foreign country and you look like the stereotype that they assume that you are, you can expect that your treatment or your experience is not going to be what you want it to be. That goes back to the beginning where I'm like, you're a guest in this country or this home, and you should act according. If you go over there acting like the ignorant person that they may have seen on TV, then expect to be treated as such. A lot of times in the Asian cultures, you'll see a lot of the females or even the males, when they laugh, they go like this. And that's, some people think that they're making fun of you or that they think you smell bad or something like that. But no, a lot of them are shy of their smile. So when they laugh, they are self-conscious and they cover their teeth. That's what's really going on. Not a lot of foreigners hang out in the village areas. They kind of hang to the tourist areas. But me, myself, personally, I kind of stay away from the tourist areas. I like getting into the culture and meeting people. Every time I go to a new place overseas, I find the old man. When you're abroad in a friendly country, not everywhere, okay, mostly in Asian countries, it's really easy to communicate with people, to talk with people. Even if you don't speak the same language, it's a very welcoming community. So when I enter a new community, I walk around and I greet people and I speak and I say hello and I try to get to know the locals a little bit. I want them to be comfortable with my presence and know that I'm not a threat. As you can see, I am a 6 foot tall, 260 pound Black guy. Like, if I get angry, it looks scary. You know what I mean? I'm aware that when I'm in certain places, I'm a lot larger than most people. And a lot of times the way we're portrayed on TV, it's not factual, it's not true, but that conception is there. So as long as you can present yourself well, you can speak well, and you can show respect, you're gonna have a good time. So again, I say this from my experience. When you're traveling overseas, especially if it's your first time, be kind, be respectful, do a little bit of research on the culture, and make sure you find the old man. That little rule may save you one day too.